Hey Taylor-tots, welcome to Justice is Served. As you can tell, you already know the celebrity sitting in here. This is the Rich Lux 713. You got to put the numbers in, girl, because she doesn't do it if there's not enough zeros.
So, what is going on today?
Girl, you know what? We just wanted to come in here and actually see the man behind the makeup.
I heard there was a check.
A check?
I'm joking.
I'll check your meal when you leave.
No, I'm joking.
Girl.
Well, thank you for having me on.
No, I appreciate you coming.
It means a lot that, you are putting in the work to do YouTube, because people want to do it and they're, I think it's easy. Like when they ask me, what do I do? Like, do YouTube, celebrity news and gossip. They're, that's easy. I can do that. Okay, do it every day. And then do it every day. And then do it for 8 years. Then is it easy? Like,
right.
You gotta do it every day.
Yeah. And that's what's so funny is, he says this a lot. He says, I can get you some followers.
I can get you the followers.
I can get you some followers.
But you gotta keep them entertained. Yeah. And you gotta like bring them on this journey of your life, let them know who you are. But, anyways.
Well, and it's so funny, though, because we were sitting here talking about, girl, bye. Well, Miranda Pillsbury said.
Georgia sure has a lot to say.
She said, I have receipts. And I'm like, that's hilarious, girl.
It's not me. I think it's Shelby.
At this point, we're going to start calling her CVS, girl, because her receipts seem to be long, baby. Yeah. Girl, so,
so the rumors were you were in Atlanta running around being raw rude, and then that wasn't even the truth.
I said, no, that was before I moved to Atlanta.
I'm joking.
The thing is where we were talking about this, and I really wanted to have him on because this entire channel is really about, being motivational and really breaking down to be normal and to normalize things that maybe aren't normal yet or should be normalized that is maybe too touchy of a subject.
We need to normalize.
Girl, normalize normal.
Experience.
Who's normal? Moses. There's your bail, girl. I can't say it like you over here. Sound like a damn gremlin. But you know what? I always say that we use things as an armor, and makeup is armor. And I know that you are very genuine. On a lot of your
makeup
stuff.
Thing. I feel like makeup found me. I didn't find makeup.
I fell into mine.
You fell.
Shit hit me right on the face and would not let go.
Coming up, right? So all my friends were drag queens. They were, back in the day, we used to call them sex change. Remember that? Like Amanda Lepore. But we don't call it that anymore.
Oh, girl, I love Amanda Lepore.
The trans community.
Did y'all see that time that my drag mother, Trinity the Tuck Taylor, did me on the Snatch Game? I found out that it wasn't me. It was actually Amanda Lepore impersonation. But I was so flattered that she actually took time to do me. But I wondered why the lips were a little too small. No. Okay, Amanda Lepore, have you ever met her?
Yeah.
Oh my God, amazing.
You want to know the tea? She blocked me.
Really?
She blocked.
She knows how to do that?
She blocked. I don't know if it was her or somebody else. And I was so bitter because I loved her. And I went to the club. It was a club called F Bar. I don't remember F Bar. And they booked her and they flew her in. They got her hotel and she performed her hit songs. And I waited, to meet her. And after that, I took a picture and I said, I love you, legendary club kid. This is iconic. I took a picture. I posted it. I met the legend in the ballroom scene. And then blocked.
Are you sure you didn't put leg and dairy?
No. So I think it was an accident. But I don't understand why. I think it was because, like you said, does she know how to do that?
Right. You know what? She does strike me as one of those people that she's so gorgeous that she doesn't have time for that. Not that she's not smart enough to do it, but she ain't got time for that. Yeah. And the funny thing is okay, so that's your Amanda Lepore story. My Amanda Lepore story is I was in Atlanta, Georgia, as Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, girl. I used to perform with her all the time. She is hilarious.
I love her.
She literally, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. So we had something called The Other Show XXL. And so I was no longer part of the cast because I was really focused on trying to get promoted in my career. And so I took some time off and they would bring me back as a special guest during the XXL show. Okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Amanda Lepore is going to be here. I don't get starstruck by anybody because I'm just like, you're people. You just are more gorgeous and have more money than me. But... So we literally were like, okay, they said nobody can do any Amanda Lepore songs. And I was like, perfect. Yeah, who's stupid enough to do that anyway? Come on, it's her music. And she's here, she's singing live. Yeah, she sings live. Yeah. So I literally have had quite a few waters. And I come out and I'm doing the shots from LMFAO.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot that the intro is the song Champagne that she sings. I drink champagne in the morning. Yep.
Champagne.
So I start doing that song and I go, shit.
Wow.
And then she comes out. No, I come off stage. Okay, first off, the show director is mad as hell because I see her on the side, like, the dance moms, like, twist over here.
Yeah, and you know what? What you did trickled down to Texas because when I was in the dressing room with them, she said, none of y'all do my songs like they did in Atlanta.
That's fine. At least you'll remember for something, girl.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, she was laughing so hard because I came off and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Amanda, that I did your song. I forgot that it was even in there, but it should be flattery because I love your music. Yeah. And she goes, I think I'm just going to do my hair like fierce anyway. And I was like, I like that song so much more. And she died laughing, but I digress. Okay. So, you're blocked. Yeah, blocked. Story of your life.
She didn't block you?
No. She thought, you know what? This person right here has got the balls, girl, to do my song before I come on to do my song. And she was going to do the same song, just so you know. And, I mean, like she told you. You're going to say she unblocked you?
No, I'm going to show y'all the picture because y'all like to say I'm lying in the house and I can't get a day off, save my life.
She is so sweet, though.
It's an old picture. I'm going to keep scrolling. But anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, so the whole thing about, you as Rich Lux. Okay, so I am going to say this, but I don't want you to take this too seriously. I don't watch your channel, but I've been looking for some shit you used to do. Okay. Like when you first started doing makeup. And we're not going to go into the friend that you were partnering and collabing with at the time, but I will tell you, I was watching the evolution of your makeup look now that is so iconic with the triangles. And I'm not going to lie, girl. I want y'all to look at him now, and I want you to go back to his filming before he started doing the kohl sculpting. Girl, he is wasting away over here, girl. Like, I'm having to nail him down to the floor so he don't fly away from the breeze. He's like, oh, that's why I had my lips done, so that I would stay grounded or float to safety if the Titanic hit again. But
thank you. No, the makeup was a progression.
Yeah. But the thing is what makes it so iconic for you? Because I know there has to be more of a thought process behind it. I'm just going to slap some triangles on and kick it.
So in the beginning, the people who was at that time, because they're not even here anymore. Mm-hmm. People who was at that time doing drama and commentary, they come and gone. Yeah. And so many people just come and go. I don't understand it. Like, they'll do it, then it gets too real for them. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh no, I don't want to get it canceled or exposed, and they just stop. And it's all fun and games, but the internet has this weird way of like turning on you. Whenever you hit a certain level of success, it does that. Mm-hmm. And people aren't prepared for that. And then that's when they're like, I can't do this anymore. It's not fun for me anymore. And they just stop. But that's part of the gig, is going through those, getting canceled. If you look at all the famous people or celebrities on YouTube, they all have like this rite of passage of getting through a huge scandal. Whether it's a friend, a family member, someone they met, something they accidentally did, or an accusation. It's just part of the gig.
Or something you post like 19 years ago.
Something you posted a long time ago. It just happens. And that was part of like being in that cancel culture and then being a drama channel too. So anyways, I was a part of doing the commentary gig when everybody was talking about beauty and makeup, but nobody was wearing any makeup. So I wanted to set myself apart.
I feel the same.
I wanted to set myself apart. So I was like, I want to put a little makeup on. And I just was doing just crazy makeup looks, but I wanted to nail it down about branding, marketing. I was like, I need a signature look that would set me apart. And I was experimenting. I started very small, and then I came to this.
It was very small.
Yeah, very small, and they got bigger and bigger. And I was like, it evolved with time. I was like, this is it. I can buy everything here, put it in a little bag, and I can put it in a duffel bag. I travel with this whole gig, and we're done. And it worked, and I've just been doing it since then because no one has makeup like this.
I feel like you're like a lovable panda bear.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. But I got inspiration from in Mexico City. They have these clowns that perform. It's kind of like a little bit of that.
I love clowns. And it's so funny you say clowns because I was talking to Shelby, and it's so funny how we were talking about the delivery of the drama channels because you both do drama, and obviously you've gotten 500,000 subscribers on YouTube and 100,000 subscribers on TikTok, and we'll not keep going about all the rest of them because yes, girl, we get it, you're successful, but we were talking about the delivery, and you guys deliver your message differently, but it's the same drama, but the delivery is different. And she was saying, she's very just straight shooter, and she's just gonna give it to you on a platter and be done with it, girl. And you're either gonna take it or you're not. And how'd you get that picture of me, girl? Look at how I look before I got a tan. Okay, this is me before a tan.
This is the picture right here. See, that's Amanda Lepore and me. See, there you go.
Me before a tan.
There it is.
Yeah, that was before I had my.
Y'all say I'm lying the house. That's real.
Yeah, but then I decided that I didn't like my chest showing anymore, so now I wear bikinis and crop tops.
I put, wow, finally met a living legend from the height of the New York club scene, and I'm blocked.
It's because you call her living.
Amanda,
she said, I thought that I was dead.
Yeah. I was so excited to meet her. Anyways, I'm sorry.
So, anyway, so the whole thing is that Shelby made this reference, but I've heard you say it about yourself, and this is why I was like, okay, I don't think she's talking shit. She said he gives this clown aesthetic because it's all about being funny in the delivery. But the cool thing that I said that both of you do is you're not giving... Yeah. Just so y'all know, Shelby's off camera. And... Girl, so the funny thing is, though, is you both have this great way of delivering something without saying you're one way or another. And I love that.
Well, yeah, because the pendulum always swings. You know, it's like people love this person one day, then they don't like them the next, and then they remember how hard you rode for them.
Yeah.
And I remember that, like, being such a diehard Shane Dawson subscriber, follower, and Jeffree Star, and then when they got to Scandals, I also got looped into it, too. So it's good to, like, just keep that middle ground. Yeah. Just report the news, and then what do you guys think about it? And then just leave it like that.
I mean, I'm very tempted to see what's going to go off on your other channels because I was not very just neutral on everything.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, sometimes you got to rattle the cage and be like, this is what I don't like about commentary today on YouTube, is that other channels seem to just straddle the fence a little bit. And I'm like, girl, give us the opinion. We want to know how you really feel.
We call it world peace, girl.
But yeah, because it's like, oh, well, you know, I don't know. It's like, girl, come on. And you're saying allegedly when they actually did it. Girl, they actually did it.
Like, you're literally having the hand around the ankle and dragging the body at this point. Like, we say it.
Like, people on the internet are very fickle. The one minute they subscribe and love you, the next they're making videos about you, and then they love you again. Don't cater to the people so much. Just be you.
And I'm really new to that. I mean, I'm really new to that. And that's the thing is that I feel like I listen to his advice that he gives to not everybody, because, again, he's not out here being, you know, world peace, like giving, you know, all this, oh, you're going to be successful, my dear. Like, he's not fairy godmother over here, honey. We're fairies, but we're not the godmother yet. But the thing is he does give the same feedback to everybody, which is you need to be 100% authentically you. Don't try and be anybody else because your audience can see when you're being fake.
But sometimes, if you're a boring person, invent a character. Just saying that.
Who had to do that?
I feel like I'm a boring person. Outside of the makeup,
girl, bye.
Am I? Yes, no. Speak up. No, I'm not boring. Okay.
That's like saying she's quiet.
I guess I'm quiet.
She's very quiet. And I wear petite sizes.
But anyway.
3 of them sewn together, but it's a petite size.
On the internet, you have to stand out. Like, see, there's different genres, right? So when I got on YouTube, you had to, like, stand out. And this is what stood out. People are like, what the hell is that? What's going on here? And I got, like, makeup sponsors, brand deals, because I show my face. And I'm a character. And they get the gig immediately. You know, it's like when you watch Project Runway, and they're like, yeah, I'm serving couture, and the judges are like, what's that? Like, they're not, you have to execute a look and people get it.
You're like, you need to serve contour, girl.
You serve, okay? And so I feel like when people see this, like, how can you take me seriously talking about how Nikki Tutorial's makeup's busted the house when mine, oh my God. Okay, it's like, it doesn't make any sense. It's
so since you brought it up. Since you brought it up.
Okay, what's up? So to answer your question, that's how I got the makeup look, is to stand out.
It's been 7 hours and 15 days. So tell me, now that we brought up the makeup and you say, how can you take me seriously when I say this? Tell them about this lash, girl. Tell them about this lash that can never seem to find the glue all the way down.
So what the real reason is because I don't cut the lash, right? Like, I know how to put on a lash. If you get it, you have to cut it, and you lay it, and you put it on there. And I just don't have time for that. I got to get the news, the drama out there.
So what you're saying is this tea is so hot that if you don't slap this lash on, it's going to spill.
It's wonky the house, and it just became a thing.
And I live for it though, because the funny thing is I love watching you go live, and people are like, "Girl, you missed a spot on your lash."
I'm like, "Girl, shut up! Listen to the tea."
Like, girl, and they're like, "I don't even know what she was talking about. Something about Miranda Pillsbury or something, or you know, I don't even know what's going on." And you know, all I saw was this eyelash that was, you know, up in his hairline, and like. Those had to be the real 301s that he made Justice buy 9 boxes of.
Oh my God.
You're never going to live that down, girl. You just wait. Every year for Christmas going forward, you're getting the 301s that I bought.
Great. And I think that's why they're so wonky, because there's a fake lash. It's really real lash. I think that's what it really is. You guys, I was buying lashes and I thought they were real. And Justice said they were fake. And I had boxes of them. So
I have like, 2 boxes of them. Anybody want them?
I want them. Might as well. Ride it out. Ride it out.
Girl, one day we're gonna do wonky lash, and you're gonna do like this and lean back up, and you're gonna have lashes all over your face. Your entire face is gonna be covered with lash. And be like, oh, there she goes, girl, wonky lash down. But you know what?
Are they wonky today?
Y'all tell him.
They are?
Yes.
Hang on, let's do the noise. There you go.
Girl, it's like all the way on your eyebrow.
Girl, let's find the house.
At this point, it's technically on my eye.
Let's find the house. Look at that. That's how you know the drama's good, girl.
But you know what I love about Rich is that he's so confident, but not in a cocky way. Like, he'll be like, I don't give a shit. Like,
one of the best compliments I ever got from somebody is when they said, "You're so confident. I wish I could be as confident as you." And I was like, wow. Because I never thought I was confident. No, I never thought. Growing up, I was like, always being like the fat kid. I was bullied and being gay, kind of like effeminate or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like, I just was like, girl, this is the only body I got. This is the only look I got. This is all I got. So just, and then even when I wasn't at my biggest, after I got like work done and stuff like that, like the tummy tuck lipos and stuff like that, I felt like, well, girl, I looked in the mirror and I was like, well, you got the surgery and it still looks busted. The house, like, this is as good as it's good.
Whatever.
This is as good as you're gonna get. Like, you can't get any better than this. Like, my doctor said, I can't make you look like that. I can only do so much.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay, well, this is it. So I had to just own it. And I was like, this is it. So I was walking around like, girl, this is it.
Yeah.
Stick me in the house.
I know a lady. She's in jail, but I know a lady that can help. She did my lips.
I didn't want to
She also fixed my tire when I got a flat. But that's another story for another time. Okay. But you know what? I do love that, again, you're so confident, but you're so realistic. And that's the great thing about this. And we talk about, I mean, you may not watch the videos, and I'm just going to be transparent. I don't watch a lot of his content because I don't watch drama. But it's also like, I don't feel like maybe he's watching all of my stuff either, and he doesn't hear all the amazing things I say about him. But he does such a great job with making people feel welcomed to an extent. It depends on what they're doing here, hanging out with us. But you're so realistic to people, and you don't have to worry about what you're thinking. Like, if you're not about it, you're not about it, and then it's done, and you say it, and then you kick it. But when you and it was immediate. We talked about this the last time that we were talking about us, like when we first met, and we were in a store. You literally was like, "Hey, girl, you want to go eat? You want to go to dinner tonight? I'm gonna take you to dinner."
I'm very like that. I'm very like that. I'm very fast paced. Because I feel like we're only on this planet for not even a blink of an eye, and to sit here and worry about who's liking who and who's petty arguments and fighting, it's from the grand scheme of things, it doesn't even matter. Yeah. It doesn't even my eyelash being wonky doesn't even matter, because we're only here, like, this is the beginning of time and this is the end of time, and we're like a little speck right here. Yeah. So worrying about my lash, girl, doesn't even matter.
Girl, is it a short story or a novel, girl?
Just be happy and have fun and laugh in this moment. Yeah. You know?
But that's what's so fun, and that's why when we're sitting here talking about getting to know the person behind here, I know that you've been doing some behind-the-scenes documentaries.
Well, let me tell you why. Because so a lot of people have told me, a lot of people have said that they wanted to see, like, behind the scenes. Like, they're like, they just thought that I was just like some rich kid living in the penthouse, and that was it. And they wanted to see more real. Yeah. And they wanted to see, like, the struggle. So a lot of people were showing behind the scenes, because that's how you're going to captivate an audience more. People want to see that now.
Well, and that was out of that first video that you had me in the shopping video, girl. They were dragging me through the comments down because they were mad because they said you're
high school, girl. It's like high school. No one likes the new kid.
Well, it wasn't even just that. And I told him that he would pick up a brand. And so first off, people didn't know on there that I can't talk about other brands. I can only talk about the brand that I work for. That's it. It's a non-compete situation. Yeah. But when we're talking, he's talking about these brands. He's like, have you ever tried this? And I said, I haven't.
I didn't know that. I was just...
Yeah, no, and I mean, obviously we weren't going into that. I mean, but he's like, what do you think about this? And I was like, I don't like the smell of this. And it was like drag makeup stuff. And I'm like, I don't like the smell of this. People were like, oh, your friend is so stuck up and they're so this and they're so that. And I'm like, yes, I am, because I work for a luxury brand and I don't use bullshit. Like, let's get real. Like, I don't. And the thing is I tried it. That's why I know I don't like it. It's like some people that whine and complain. Oh, I don't like, steak, but you've never had it, so you can't say anything.
Yak meat now.
Girl, yak meat, beauty blenders, girl.
Mastro's is shook.
Girl, I'm telling you this now. Jeffree Star, I'm not cooking my own yak meat. Okay, this bitch took me to a restaurant, and made me cook my own meat, girl.
Oh my God, yeah. You get the meat and you put it on a hot plate and you kind of flip it around. So then I can't take you to like those.
You can take me anywhere you want to go, girl.
Okay,
I don't care about that.
Place, though. I'm gonna make him really mad.
But I've learned. You take me to that damn place with all that juice that you dip your meat into.
Yeah.
But I've learned that we go and we bring other folks with us that are just so excited to be there, and then they cook for us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Shelby.
I remember.
Shelby's like, girl, do you want to order a bottle of wine? I'm like, no. And then she's like, okay, well, like, that's fine. And then I order literally so many drinks that it would have been the bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I mean, and I should have just listened to her because she's the smartest one out of all of us. Shit, she knows how to save a buck on a girl.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I ain't listening because I'm over here just thirsty.
Queen.
I love it.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's the thing that I love, though, is that you're so real and you can just shoot the shit and have fun and just kiki, and it's not so serious. And I am not a serious person. And I think that, like, when we first started hanging out, that it was literally just conversation after conversation, but it was just shooting the shit, and it didn't really go anywhere.
Elton was like, man, you and Justice together, like, driving, going to one part of town.
Girl, at one point you said, I love riding with Justice because I just feel so safe. And I'm over here like, what the?
It was just fun to get in the car and go.
But our music selection is nowhere near the same.
No.
Honey, I cannot. I'm over here like,
He likes to pop, lock, and drop it, and I'm over here.
And he likes to lock it and
I like
put it away in a safety deposit box.
Fashion music. Yeah. It's like, throw that ass in a circle.
She's like, Sean, John, Calvin, Klein.
Yeah.
Klein. Decline.
Oh my God.
I cannot. But you know what? As far as your career goes, okay, so I know that you're already very established, and I just want to get to know this because we've not even talked about this. Yeah. Because we try and keep it very lighthearted, and 9 times out of 10 when you're talking to me, I am like a ferret in a jewelry store. I can't keep up because you know so many people, and I'm clueless. Okay, and I mean, not to throw shade, but who was that person you said that hung out? Shane Dawson. And I was like, who?
Oh, yeah.
And it's not because I don't know him, but I keep mixing him up with the other person that kind of looks like him. But I was like, I don't get it. Like, I can't remember. Like, it's so much.
Okay.
But, okay, it's your fault.
But let him explain a new fragrance in Gross. And who
girl!
He got it, girl.
Girl, talking the house down, honey. You would have bought 4 before you even knew it. But, you know... I lost my train of thought because your ass is over here talking about like all this extra.
Gross.
No, we were talking about
what?
Talking about topics and stuff.
You were saying that.
Oh, never mind. So you're already established. So my thought is what are you wanting to do next? So like obviously in your mind you have 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a lot of coins, girl.
Yeah.
And you already have some great let's just say PR and some great coins coming in from some brand deals. But what is next? Like, I mean, you're really taking a turn towards really showing you as a person behind the triangles, girl. Mm-hmm. And I swear this is the Illuminati right here, girl. This is Rich. He's the top of the pyramid. And then you got Shelby and Justice.
Oh, my God,
I'm telling you, girl. No, just kidding.
It's so fun to put people on and watch them grow and have a community of their own. And then I love it whenever, like, y'all have people who don't even know who I am. That's the fun part. Like, you found those customer acquisitions, I guess.
Yeah.
Like how you found your own people, your own tribe. I love that.
Yeah.
Especially like, I love you, but I hate Rich. I love that.
Well, I actually have one I can pull up right now from today's video.
You know, I love that because each one of my friends is a part of me. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like a different part of person. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you're a part of me, Shelby's a part of me, other people I hang out with. they're like an essence of me in a way.
Well, and it's a family, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. Is like no matter what happens, I mean, we're still going to be family, and you can have family feuds, and you can have different things, but it's still going to end up being family. And that's why every opportunity I get, and people are like, "You talk about Rich a lot,"
Aw.
and I'm like, "You don't understand." I talk about Rich a lot because that is who gave me not the fire,
Well,
but the direction.
I was like push.
You gave me the direction. You gave me the warmth that I needed in the sense of figuring out my own, because I'm a savvy person. I will tell you this: if I put my mind to something, I will figure it out.
Like Shelby.
But
when she's
down
laser focused
when it's on it, it's done. Yeah. But he knows how to get that little bit. And here's the thing: he doesn't notice he does this, and I do this too.
Okay.
But he'll make a comment and then walks away, and then you're like,
Oh, I do that. I saw it in a video once. I was like, oh my god, it's shady.
like, let's put this in instance, and I know she's gonna sit here and
wait.
she's gonna feel attacked right now. But you make a comment about Shelby not wearing heels.
Okay, yeah.
She keeps like 9 pairs in her car now, just in case you're gonna be around.
I just wear it. Oh my god! I listen. It's beautiful to be a woman, right? And you can dress up a woman how you want, but like what is it? Social media and just like the world,
Yeah.
how the main stage of beauty is. They like to see women in heels. Like that's the ultimate
It's
feminine
so
thing.
sexy. You know what I mean? It's super
so
sexy, yeah.
And then it lifts the butt, and then guys like you, like guys you think would never talk to you, start talking to you just because you have a little pump on. It's so cute.
And she literally repeated all this back to me.
Oh my
no,
god!
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
It literally opened doors.
But you know what he said to me? And it's not something that changed me, but it made me more self-aware.
Okay, what
is that I have this way of when I want to say something, I say it, that it's already, that's what's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
And
it's almost like, because back in my hood, you say, we're going to Walmart. Wait, I'm going to Walmart. You coming or what? Or nah? You coming or not?
You coming or not?
That's almost like saying, well, yeah, I feel so attacked. I guess I'll come. It's a way of how you say it, and I've learned this. It's not what you say, which you already know. It's how you say it. You can get what you want. How you say things. You just takes a moment to just be like.
And he knows when I'm serious about something.
Say it this way.
Yeah, and this is the part where Rich and I will laugh because. Well, here's the thing. Okay. You always.
But the thing is.
Look. Listen. The thing is, he knows that I'm being serious at that point because I ain't got time for your bullshit at that point. If I say, look, listen.
The thing is,
that means I'm not gonna sit here and continue this conversation. I'm trying to give you some good advice, and if you shut your ass up and listen, I'm gonna help you out. But sometimes they just don't take it, and then when it comes later on, they're like, "Girl, you were right." And I'm like, "Look, listen, I told you what to do."
No, really
but he says it now. He still says it. We'll be in the car and he'll be like, "Look, listen. The thing is."
Yeah.
But it's because
people are like, when you say
But here's the thing. Look, listen. Okay. When I am passionate about something and I really have either experienced it myself or it is something that I know will go a certain way, I'm trying to help. Okay. Because I'm like, sometimes you ain't got to make the mistake to learn it, girl. Okay. Sometimes just listen. Look, listen. Yeah. Listen, Linda.
Look. The thing is...
So, but you didn't answer the question. So where do you feel that you want to go next with your career? Like, what is the next journey?
Well, no, you didn't answer the other question.
Which
you
one?
were saying, what did I tell you? And I walked off. And I told you something. Was that what it is?
Girl, yes. You said you have a way of saying things where you're not actually meaning like it's an option. You're telling them what it is. Because we were talking about Botox. Let's get into this, okay? So the story is, allegedly.
Y'all messed up clicking this video. Because we're going to talk.
Girl.
Okay, we're getting Botox.
We ordered Popeyes. It's on the way.
Oh, yes. I remember. Let me tell you. So we're at the doctor's office. And the doctor said, hi, nice to meet you. He said, I'm Justice. And what would you like to get today? And then without volleying back, he said, I want to get Botox on my 11s. Correct?
Yep. And I get 20 units.
And I get 20, very specific. I want to get them on my 11. And the doctor was like, okay, well, it could get me da-da-da, and we're going to do that.
Yeah.
And the doctor gave Justice exactly what Justice wanted.
Well, he said, I agree. I think 20 units is enough as well. Okay. We could do more, but it would last longer, but 20 is enough.
Okay. But the way I saw it was as a new patient, as his first time there, trying to build a relationship, I think he could have said like, well, it's my first time here. I've got Botox before. What do you think I need to get done? And whatever the doctor said didn't even matter. Because then he would have said, okay, I can see that. However, I think I just want to get on my 11s today. And that way you got some information without like trying so hard. Like he basically was like, oh, well, we could do this and we can do that. So that way you walk away knowing what to get next maybe. But then you also get what you wanted.
Yeah.
And you also come across like, oh, I really like this patient. And I'll give him a little more or something. I don't know. But the thing with Justice, look, listen. Justice is very direct and doesn't waste time when he speaks. And I'm like that too. I like when I speak, I don't really like talk about a lot of other stuff.
No filler.
In my
No
YouTube
filler.
videos, I do. But like in my real life, it's just like I tell you what I want, how I want it, when I want it, and this is how you're gonna do it and when, like that. And that's like you're only speaking to get stuff done, and that's how you do it. And what I've learned is if I can just play with the words, you can like have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and that was even like when we were doing the filming for your first documentary, and like we're sitting there and like we're waiting for stuff to be done, and I'm not a person that jumps into other people's business and say do X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah. Because again, this is your business, you do your stuff. Yeah. But like nobody was doing anything and taking direction, and he was trying to give him a direction. And I finally said, I was like, okay, look, you're gonna walk over here, you're gonna do this. As soon as it comes in, you're gonna zoom into the camera for here. You're gonna sit down, immediately do your thing, and it's done. And he's like, thank God somebody finally showed up to work. And I'm like,
showed up to work today.
Speaking of a check, no.
Okay. So back to your question, where do I see myself?
Yes.
I can see myself continuing to grow my channel. YouTube is the only thing that ever worked out for me. I've worked chemical plants, I worked at Best Buy, Apple computers. I was a huge geek nerd. I did all that, and I loved it. But I just love YouTube and talking to the camera, and I feel like it's a blessing in disguise that I was able to do it this long because so many people come and go. So to answer your question, just continue to do YouTube, hit 1 million. And then after that, just keep growing. Yeah. And then also, I want to buy a house one day. I keep buying bags and shoes or whatever. I mean, if I look at my
buying us things, diamonds.
You know, but I'm having fun because like if I have like a big check today, I want to take my friends out to go a fun vacation. Let's have fun. Let's take out to dinner. Let's do this. Buy them stuff. Like I'm having fun. Like I can say, if YouTube shut off like tomorrow and it was all gone, I can say, girl, I had a sickening time. Well spent money. I spent it on me and people around me. I had a good time. Yeah.
And she'd be like this, Justice, I'm coming to use your other room.
Yeah, and I'll just come live with Justice in the closet. I'll just sleep in the closet. Yeah.
I love it. Now, you mentioned something, and I want you to elaborate on this. Okay, so the jobs that you've had, girl.
Oh, my God.
Okay, because the reason why...
I sucked at all of them, girl.
What was the hardest one you've done, though?
Oh, my God. The hardest one was working at the Apple store.
Really?
Yeah. Because
even out of the chemical plant?
Yes, because I would stand there, my little blue shirt, and I would stand there, and this was when the iPhone first came out. So the customers were like, so it's a phone too? I'm like, yeah, man, yes, man, it's a phone, and you can get on. And they're like, okay, well, whenever I go like this, let me show you. When I'm in this, does that mean I'm using my minutes? I'm like, no, man, you're not using it. Like, it was so, oh my God, it was so hard. And then after that, it was again another customer and another customer.
Girl, were they talking about Verizon?
No.
Because girl, Verizon, honey, will get you. They goop you down, girl.
There was a lot of standing and talking, a lot. And here I do it just sitting down. To the point where I would lose my whatever.
Yeah, but you get to talk about your own product, which is you, though.
8 hours a day.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
You know what's crazy? So I used to work in a plant also.
No.
I actually used to build the Honda Odyssey. I used to jump in and out of vans every 60 seconds, and when I tell you they do not stop that line for anything. I have seen people use the bathroom on themselves. I've seen people cut themselves, and they are literally letting it roll down the line, and they're coming out like hazmat cleaning up the metal and stuff. But I used to go, so it was funny when I first got there, they said zone 6 and zone 11 is the 2 hardest zones in here. And my friend and I went at the same time and was doing a temp thing. Big mistake, girl. Don't do temp anything.
I did temp.
Girl, they screw you over and you get paid half of what everybody else gets paid doing the same job. Yeah. And we went in there and I got zone 6 or whatever it was, and she got 11. And girl, when I tell you, I went from a 42 pant to a 32 pant in 3 months. 3 months, girl.
To wait the house.
Girl, I thought I was dying to the point where when we would get a lunch break, I couldn't eat. I was so tired. I had to lay my head down on a table to go to sleep.
Wow.
It was that bad. It was the hardest job I've ever done in my life. And I'm glad I ended up leaving because almost every person that worked in that zone ended up getting knee replacement surgery because of jumping in and out every time, because they did the parking brake, the roof liners, the the glass, like all this stuff. It was nuts, girl. It was nuts.
Hey.
Yeah, and plus it was hot and I'm too big for all that heat.
Oh no. But yeah, I mean that's one thing I like about you too, is that you know what it is to work. A lot of people, they don't know what it is to bust their ass and work.
Well, you know, the part that was the hardest is not necessarily the job, but going in there as a gay man in a very, very hetero atmosphere was so uncomfortable to the point where I didn't tell anybody I was gay. I was like, hello, my name is Justice. I am
Were you doing
straight. Yeah, girl.
Oh, wow.
Yes, girl, it was before I had lips.
Yeah.
But, so the lips were giving me away. It wasn't like a boat show coming in like...
I saw the video when you showed the picture with you without the lips.
Girl,
yeah,
flat.
you were in the car and everything.
Flat.
Yeah.
You know what they say, if you don't like it, buy it. You don't like it, buy it, girl. Girl, I bought some lips, honey. They may not be legal, but they're there, girl. But you know what is so funny, though, is it's because when you're talking about all these different jobs that you've had, it's crazy that right this moment in your life, you are now sitting here painted to the gods, talking about other people's drama and just having fun. You're having the time of your life and making a shitload of money while doing it. And you're bringing up friends along the way. Like this ladder of yours that you're climbing is not a tiny one-man ladder. You have made it to where it's so wide that you're bringing other people with you. And sometimes people keep climbing with you, and sometimes bitches get too grown and too big for their britches and you kick them down. We get it. We get it, girl.
We get it. Or sometimes it's just not for them. Like they think that's something they want to do, and they're like, I don't know, this is really something I really want to do. Yeah. You know, and sometimes it's just like a hobby for them.
Well, and the thing is, too, they have to know the parameters. And that's, you know, I was watching Pearl, and she was painting, so Pearl off RuPaul's Drag Race painting Katya. And the one thing that they said that I think really resonated, but it really needs to go into this.
I gotta hear this.
They said that they wish that before filming on their season of RuPaul's Drag Race, that instead of RuPaul looking at them and saying, you are not to say anything, because nothing you say means or matters anything until the camera's rolling. And that is the same thing about knowing those things going into it, because they would have taken it better and they would have known better going in. That's the same thing about going, and I'm just going to be transparent. When we go out, we're going and doing things. There's some things that we're going out that is fun and we're just having a great time. Some things is work. And we're not going there to kiki and have a good time. That's part of it. But the whole point is, girl, if you're a social media person and you're invited to the social media event, you better have your damn phone in your hand and you better be posting a shitload of pictures, because you are not here to kiki and drink. You are here to post a shitload of stuff.
It's like a work game.
The whole point is it's networking. And like you say, and he literally when he invited me the first time, he goes, hey, we're having a thing at Clay. It's a networking event. You should come. And I was like, sure. And I immediately knew, girl, that phone better be in your hand. When he makes an entrance, it better be there. If you walk in and they're not standing there, you better move bitches out of the way. Like, we get it. We get it. But the whole thing is you have to know the parameter going into it.
Some people are turned off by that.
Who cares?
And they're not for that. They're not for that. Okay?
Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't eat seafood. Yeah. I'm not for that either, or onions. But here's the thing about onions. People try and cut it up smaller to put it in your food to hide it and say, did you know that you ate onions and you didn't even know it? And I'm like, how would you feel that way if I kept... Right. It's the...
Yeah. But I've met people and they say they want to do social media, but they don't want to post a video.
I wasn't that person. I never said I wanted to do social media.
Pictures. They're like, no, I'm shy. I'm like, what are you doing?
Girl, at one point, like when we first started hanging out, like everybody was, I mean, there were people in here, like around, that were like, oh, like Rich only has people around him that are trying to become famous and try and get on social media and whatnot. And I was like, really? Everybody's trying to do that? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, you're telling me, and I've not asked him to do anything. Yeah. I started doing TikTok because it was fun.
Well, the thing is, in some weird way, I have to surround myself with people who are like-minded and want to do the same thing I do. Yeah. You know, that's why it was fun hanging out in LA, because everyone is part of the social media world. Yeah. But then there's people who is refreshing who doesn't know any of that stuff, and it's so much, I love that too. So it's like a dichotomy of that, and I love that you're like dipping your toe into it, like, yes.
Well, and the thing is, too, is like, the funny part is when we're doing Ladies Who Lunch, and he's like, okay, what kind of topic do you know about?
Yeah, I'm a dancer. You know, the topic could be, you know, James Charles drama, and they click it, and it's 40 minutes talking about something totally irrelevant. Yeah. Then the last 1 minute is about James, and then we end the video.
Yeah, did you say his toenails were pink? Done.
His toenails were pink. Yeah. Can you believe that? He lied, and he said he was going to do a blue.
Yeah.
James Charles is a liar. exposed with receipts. That's the video. The people, they come for the drama, but they stay for the personality.
Yeah.
That's really why this exists too.
Yeah.
And you want to
Yeah, and that's why for me, when I started thinking,
they're not just here for the tea, they're here for you too.
Yeah, well, and that's the part when we're sitting here talking about what kind of channels do you have, and people started asking me, what are you doing for social media? Like, I see that you're posting all the time, like, what is your thing? And I'm like,
you're calling it a niche.
I'm saying I'm being
niche.
me. Like, the thing is now is me. Like, and that's the thing he was saying the whole time is be you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm being me. And he's like, no, girl, be you. And I'm like, what do you mean? And like, girl, that's like somebody saying it 9 different ways, but it's the same damn message and you're still lost.
Yeah.
And then it just clicks. And that's why with this was such an important thing for me. And that's why I was so excited that you and Shelby and even V Makeup, agreed to come on because I threatened to flatten their tires, but they didn't. But, girl. No, I'm just kidding. But it's something important to me because, again, I say this on my channel. I can do drag makeup down. I can beat this mug and I can look sickening, girl. And I can stand here and be fierce as all get out. But you came for the look, but you're staying because of what I gave you behind the makeup.
The laugh.
And that's
the
what
story,
I want. Girl, that
stuff
laugh.
like that. Yeah, the story. And like, even if it was you just putting the camera in the kitchen, you cooking something or just hanging out or just going to the store and just shopping or something, people love that. They like to see you. Or complaining in the car about something. Like,
girl, I would be canceled if I got in the car.
But it's real. Like, people want to see real, and then when you give them real, they get upset. Girl,
like, I get real upset in the car.
It's like when like one time you went to a store and you had a basket full of stuff and you get some bad customer service and you left, right? That's
girl,
real.
you gonna tell the story, be real, girl. We were at Walmart
Yeah.
and he wanted to be rude and I left that entire basket of stuff sitting right there in the middle of the thing of where customer service is. Now, so I'm not waiting in this line to buy a gift card. You have them at your registers over here. Why can't they not ring them up over here?
That made no sense.
It made no sense to me.
Stuff like that in life that I feel like, why is it like that? Why it's like so backwards why things work.
But here's the thing. I have to self-reflect too sometimes because, again, sometimes I go to 100 when I really should have been at like a 0.1 because it really wasn't that deep. Yeah. And that's where when I'm on my channel, I say I really have to sell. Like I tell you guys these things a lot and you think I'm trying to give you inspirational quotes, but I'm really checking myself every single day to make sure that I'm also following that message. Okay. But there's a lot of things that happen in life to get us where we're at now. And that's actually one thing I wanted to actually ask about is I know that in your documentary you talk about your dad and, I've met your mom a few times and she's really, really nice. It took her about 9 times of her meeting me before she spoke.
She's so weird, isn't she?
She wouldn't even speak to me, girl. And I finally had to be like, you come here one more time and I'll talk to me.
I think because she sees so many people come and go, she's like, oh, see this one last, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
I think so.
I was like, I love your mom's hot orange nails.
I tell her, why does she get fluorescent orange nails?
I love
it. And I think they trick her when she goes to the nail salon. They say, oh, get this one, it's good. And I think that's like the bottom of the barrel one.
Whatever, girl. She's very Miami. I live for it. I live it. His mom's fierce. But, again, she took 9 times meeting me before she would speak. And I'm in the club, I'm like, Ma! Yelling, because I act like I'm at home every time I'm in somebody's house. I don't even care. You ain't got to say make yourself at home. I'm already in there eating your food, girl. Yeah. But I know that the dad situation was really big, and we touched on this as far as my mom with Shelby. Mm-hmm. But, is this something that hits you all the time, or is it during certain holidays, or is it when you're successful that it's the number one person you wish you could call?
No, it doesn't hit me. When it first happened, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care that he died or passed away when he died. It was almost like a relief that he passed away.
Yeah.
So I remember I got off work from the chemical plant. My mom texted me. She goes, come to the room. So I go to her bedroom, and she goes, I need you to help me with your dad. And he was on the toilet like this, blue, totally just dead. He was dead. I didn't know he was dead. I grabbed him by up here, and she grabbed him by the feet. He's totally naked. We put him on the floor. Yeah. And then she's like, just call 911. They're already on their way. I called 911. They're on their way. And then she was just leave him here. And then I go to the other room, and I felt a sense of relief. Wow, all that negativity, him being so negative is finally gone. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening. And it was almost like a effed up feeling to feel like, oh, my dad died. What a relief. Yeah. That's so crazy to feel that way. But he was such a negative person. It was like, wow. And then the funeral happened. I didn't have much emotion. Yeah. And I still didn't think he was dead, even though we all kind of felt that he was. Well, they knew, but you know how they put people on the machine to keep them alive,
ventilators,
and they're pretty much a brain. I guess I don't know how. I don't
they're
know
brain dead.
They're brain dead, but they're still alive in somewhere. I don't know how that works, but
well, they're keeping the body alive for like the organs and things like that.
Pull the plug or whatever, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna pull the plug now." And I was like, "What does that mean? Is he dead now?" And then, I guess it was when the funeral happened. Like I still had no emotion. It wasn't until later on I was like, "Oh, this is real."
Yeah.
Like, and everyone has a grieving process is different. And it just doesn't hit me all the time. And until this day, when something happens, it takes me a couple of days or weeks to process that it actually did happen. Because I feel like everything's just fake.
Yeah.
And I just didn't believe it. So now, to answer your question further, when I go to Vegas or Hollywood, like I see the mountains, he loved mountains. So I wish he was there.
I remember you saying that.
And, I get emotional at that point, and then people say, well, he's around you. And sometimes I do kind of feel it. And then I feel like he'll talk to me sometimes too. That's the weird part too.
Well,
like
if you ever have a dream,
instances where I can hear his voice.
Have you ever had a dream that he was actually there and you can remember the dream when you wake up?
Mm-hmm.
So
you have that too.
But they say that if you can actually, most of the time when you dream of someone that's passed, you don't remember it. But the time that you do remember the dream from that person that's passed is there in that moment. That means that's their way of telling you that they're there. Like that's their reminder is that you wake up and you're remembering the dream. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times they'll come visit and you don't remember.
Yeah.
And you're like, because I remember there was years that I never even dreamt of my mom and I thought it was so weird. I'm like, I was very impacted by that, but I never dreamt. Like she was never there in my dreams. You know what I mean? It was very strange. It was a very awkward thing. And in my mind, again, I was relieved when my mom passed because I mean, there was a whole bunch going, she was very depressed and a bunch of other things. And the whole thing about turning off the ventilator, I actually had to be the person to make that call.
Yeah.
But the thing is if you can tell somebody, because I know that you were saying that your dad was an alcoholic and it was a really big issue.
Well, it's like alcoholism. Yeah.
But if you could tell somebody right now, because you got to think, you're seeing a lot of your fans on here too on my channel because, I mean, they're coming over, but there's a lot of Taylor-tots that have come from just randomly popping in. What would you tell them if they're a younger generation or even if they have a child? What kind of advice can they give to get through that? As a kid.
That's hard because...
Because I feel like we deflect.
But the thing is, like, you have to walk through the flame to come out stronger. Like you said earlier, people would just listen and they would just, we give them the advice and they should just take it. But they're not going to learn anything, right? So when you have a parent that's struggling with cirrhosis of the liver, like my dad had, I had to understand that it wasn't so much him being that way. It was like the alcoholism that his blood craved alcohol. And it kind of just it does mess with your brain. That's all you want is alcohol.
Yeah.
And he was just being negative, and it really wasn't him. That makes sense. It just wasn't him. Because in younger generation, like when I was young, it was fun. We took me everywhere, Chuck E. Cheese every Friday and stuff like that. Good times then. It was just, he was drinking alcohol since he was like 16, because it's legal in Mexico to start drinking still young. So he was drinking like a 6-pack a day since he was 16, and now he's like 50 something.
Built up the tolerance.
Just built up the tolerance, and then his body just craved alcohol. But to tell someone, I would just say you just have to go through. You have to go through it. Go through the motion. I mean, I can't say run away from home. What I would do is I would just, on the weekends when I wasn't working, I'll just go stay at a friend's house for that weekend. On my days off, I would just leave the house.
Yeah.
Because if I was in the house, he was negative and wanted everyone else to be negative and mad and hate the world just because he was sick. Yeah. Right? And he didn't want to take his medicine and all stuff like that. And it was a miserable time for everybody in the house. So when I was off, I would just leave to a friend's house, or when I got home from work, I would just leave. Yeah. And I would just say, walk through the flame, girl. You have to, not everything you can just get the help you need. Like, oh, someone's going to tell you something, how to get through it. Sometimes you have to walk through that flame because you're going to learn, and it's going to make you a better, stronger person going through that situation that you're going through in your life. Where did your mom pass away from?
So she was abusing her pain medication.
Okay.
And it was so weird, and this is very strange, but I actually had went to a fortune teller at one point randomly, and this is very mysterious, but this was so strange. And we went, and there was myself and a friend of mine, and she was with me, and she wasn't going to get a reading. And the lady said, "Can you please stay outside because I pick up energies, and if you're in here, I may pick up your energy, and I'm supposed to be doing his reading." Wow. And so she went out, and the lady said, "You're going to go on a trip to a body of water or a beach soon." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And I was like, but in my mind, my friend was going to the beach the very next week. So I was like, okay, maybe she's picking up her stuff, or maybe this is just some BS. Well, then she said, you have somebody that is in your family. I can't tell who it is. I don't know how close they are to you as far as like in relation, but they're abusing their pain medication. If they don't stop, this is going to be what ends up killing them.
Did you know that?
And no.
Oh, wow.
No, I didn't know. And that's into what happened later on.
What city state was that in?
It was in Gadsden, Alabama. Wow. Yeah, it was nuts. But the weird thing is, I went back maybe like 6 years ago when I was going to visit family for something. It's probably a funeral of some sort. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of deaths in a short time frame. But I went back and actually wanted to go get a reading from her again. And I knew, I was like, she's not going to recognize me, obviously, because she probably sees a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I went in and I sat down. And it was so weird because I said, I actually came to you, and this was after the reading was done, and I didn't really feel like I got anything from it. Oh. And I said, I came to you many years ago when I was in high school, and this is what you told me. And she goes, that wasn't me. And I said, yes, it was, because I remember you. And she goes, I would never do that. I can't predict people's deaths. And I said, but you flat out told me this exact verbiage, and this is what happened. So it was really weird. Have you ever seen Harry Potter where they're like drinking the tea leaves and she like has that weird voice that comes out of nowhere? Like I kind of feel like I started thinking, I was like, girl, did that happen to her? Like she don't even know that I was there. But it was weird. But you know, the thing is my biological father was a really big alcoholic. And my mom and biological father got divorced when I was very, very young. But I remember, you know, when you have to go and see both parents and you're like at a weekend at dad's and things like that. And he was like super abusive, not to me, but I just remember around me, the atmosphere around me of hearing what was going on. But it was very strange. And then now, like, he doesn't drink anymore, but his addiction has changed to Diet Pepsi, which is very weird.
Wow.
But Diet Pepsi and chain smoking, girl, just hitting it. But I mean, I get what you mean about not wanting to be around it, because when my mom and stepdad, like my mainly middle school getting into high school, I noticed that like I really didn't want to be around that feeling that my stepdad would give me. Like he used to play the game Smear the Queer, where they throw the football up and like everybody like tackles to try and get the football.
Yeah. And
it was constantly gay comments and things like that. So I would leave and go to my grandmother's house all the time. So most of my fond memories was of me going to my grandmother's house. Even though I was at an age where I knew that I had great times with family. And it's like you're saying, you're trying to remember all the good times to...
Yeah.
Because it's not them. It's not them as a person. Now, stepdad, that was him.
Yeah.
Girl, it was you. But, I mean, I don't even know. But when it comes to...
it's hard to tell people, like, when you say what advice you give to a younger generation going through the same thing. That specific thing I went through was just like, what do you do in that? But just kind of like, just not be around it. Let them work it out. Let the pieces fall in their place, because... he had all the help, he had all the medication, he didn't want it, and he was just so negative, so I would have to take myself out of that.
Well, sometimes you gotta understand that you're not the adult.
I wasn't the adult, but I had to take myself out of the situation, just go hang out with friends and leave, or just get away from it. Yeah.
And it's cool that your mom is very involved now, you know? I mean, I'm not saying she's very involved, I'm just saying it's cool that she's involved. Yeah. Because, you know, she could just say, you know what, I don't want to be around it and, you know, bounce out and do her thing, but it's cool that she's in it. But as far as to your... I guess newbies looking at you now, or even people that have watched you for many, many years, and maybe are wanting to get into the industry of being an influencer.
Oh my God.
What is a warning to give them getting into it? And then what is one thing that they really need to do to be successful?
Damn.
So one warning and one success.
I would say don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Go to school, get a degree, whatever, because... like, only a few people can make a living out of being a YouTuber or influencer. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's just hard. Like, not many people can do it. Like, they want it, but are they willing to, like, really make it? I think, Shelby, you said it one day. You have to make it a priority.
Yeah.
You have to, I have to get this video up no matter what. Like, can you do that? Most people, they don't have that willingness, or they call it the drive. To post like that, or to be successful, or you have to want to be successful, like you want to breathe. And in any field, whether it's your own business or YouTuber or trying to get a job or be promoted, and whatever, you have to want it so bad that people think you're crazy. Yeah. Okay. So I would say don't do it. Like, if you want to be an influencer, it's like, good luck, girl. because when you start making it, people come for you, and that's just the way of the world. And that's what I think with any business too. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say I met a few CEOs in my life, and I was like, why don't you just run ads? And they're like, no, because our competitor is gonna run ads on our ads. Like, that's how bad it is. And
well, the more successful you are, the more targets you get on your back.
Exactly. And so it's like to be like, oh, I want to be the #1 beauty guru on YouTube. It's like, well, girl, that you get prepared to be exposed, dragged through the mud, lied on, talked about, people telling brands not to work with you. Like, I've been through all that. And that's why I feel like I'm so strong.
Yeah.
I've seen it all. I've been through it all. I've done all that. It's like, I see it. So I would say don't, girl. Like, it is a messy world to get into. My perspective is
well,
different.
and if you're #1, where do you go from #1? Because people are wanting to be #1 also. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be the #1 drama channel on YouTube. I don't. I just want to make my videos and have fun and stay in my lane and have a great time doing it. Like, if I don't get another subscriber in my life, like right now, I'm totally happy where I'm at.
I want
like,
you to get a talk show like Ricky Lake.
That'll be fun.
Girl, yes.
People will be shook.
Girl.
And when you get to talk show, I can't believe this network has him on there. Did you
Right.
see this 10 years ago?
Yeah.
You did that? Like, all that comes up again. They never let it down. That's just the way of the world,
Yeah.
girl. That's the way of the world.
Amen.
And people get threatened of you.
Yeah.
So to give people who want to be an influencer, if that's what is that really what you want to do, then go for it all in. And it needs to be, don't half-ass it. It needs to be your main focus. That's what you want to do. And it's so hard because people say, oh, I do it. And a week later, they don't fell off.
Yeah.
It's like a diet plan. People swear, I'm for real this time. I'm going to lose the weight this time. And then next week, girl, they mess up. They fall off. But get back on.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, if you fall off, get right back on. But anyways, that's all.
Consistency.
People don't listen. But again, like I said, if it's so easy to manifest things. But if it's meant for you, it will come to you. And I'll tell people that too. Relationships, money, jobs. If it's for you, you don't have to scheme and plot. And lie,
no.
And you don't have to do tricks and potions and spells. If it's for you, it will come to you.
I watched Rich Lux shopping, girl, and there was that one thing that you pulled that beanie baby out of that cauldron. Don't say you didn't do no magic and no potion, girl.
So yeah, if it's meant for you, it will be. Nothing can get in your way if it's truly for you.
But if you have to be uncomfortable to grow.
Yeah, I said that too.
Like you have to be uncomfortable to grow.
You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes, girl.
Oh my God.
Yes, girl. Shelby, we are actually here to talk to you about the heels. I'm just kidding, girl.
No, but
I am kidding, girl. I am so kidding.
Every girl I know, most women don't like wearing heels. But you wear them, like you wear your shoes when you drive, if you're driving, and then when you get out the car, you put on your heels, your shoes go in your purse, and then you walk to the restaurant and you sit down. Okay, you don't move. And
put your heels on then.
And then you can switch shoes, whatever. But like when men see you in heels, they kind of treat you differently because they're like, oh, she's in heels. She's in heels.
Yep.
So she can't keep up. So they walk slower. They're more at your pace.
But when you see a man in heels.
Oh, they walk all fast and all that stuff like that, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Girl, I love heels, honey.
I love heels.
We went and saw Todrick Hall, girl, and when I tell you, I went in full drag. Now, by the end of the night, because I ain't done drag in a hot minute, these feet were mad as hell, but I didn't take them off, girl. I did not take them off. I said, hell no.
He was like, hey, come backstage and see. He was like, girl, bye.
We're already in the Uber, girl.
We're
already gone, girl. My big friend is hurting, and she's in drag, and she's in these pumps.
Have a good show. Great time.
Girl, yeah, it was cute. The show was awesome, but that whole situation was for the birds. But, and that's the part where I feel like I might get in trouble later on once it gets bigger. Like, once I become even more relevant and established, is that filter that I don't have. Because he's like, oh, I'll just go ahead and we'll do this and blah, blah, blah. And I'd have been like, no, girl.
Yeah.
You said, bring your ass out here. We'll wait. Oh, we'll wait. And you better bring me a chair while I'm waiting. Mm-hmm. I ain't got time for it.
But that's the fun part. Like, being able to make mistakes and grow and learn is fun. Because if you try to get on YouTube, try to be all prim and proper, it's gonna suck. You have to be willing to know, I'm gonna make mistakes. When you make videos every day, you're gonna say stupid stuff. That's not what I really meant, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Well, and the thing is too, is it's all about, like, we say homo lingo. Or think of like being a server. Servers use abbreviated things of when they're telling an order. or they're saying something to another server. But then if you're talking about the abbreviated things to the customer's lost as hell. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like 86 cheese, like CHZ, what are you talking about? And it's the same thing when it comes to like being in like the homo lingo, where you say the house down, but some people don't even know that the house down means that that's so sickening. You know what I mean? Like,
I want to do a video one day. It's called Gay Lingo.
Yes, girl, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, but I need you to write a list of all the.
Oh, I actually already have one. Actually. So, this is my gig, honey. So, do or don't come for me. These are things that I've been holding on to my own that I have not used. But I want you to, this is the pink gorilla. Just so you know, why are you so obsessed with the pink gorilla? That's what we need to know. Because we're talking
do you know
about
where that comes from, though?
No.
Okay, so in the movie Batman, Poison Ivy comes out. Poison Ivy, do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, you can look it up on YouTube. You type in pink gorilla, Batman, Poison Ivy. Okay, or if that doesn't come up, this pink gorilla, Poison Ivy, Batman, the movie. So Poison Ivy comes out
at the auction.
Okay, she comes out at the auction, and Batman and Robin are right there, and she goes like this, and she sprays like whatever plants do, whatever, and she puts everybody to sleep.
In the trance.
Yeah, she puts them to sleep, and they're in a trance. And then her little minions. Her little minions, they jump in a pink gorilla outfit, and there's a whole bunch of them, and they're all dancing, and it looks so beautiful to see these big old pink gorillas dancing. So cool.
And I love this movie. I can't believe that I didn't know that's where it was from.
That's the thing. No one remembers that scene. They remember Poison Ivy, but they don't remember the pink gorillas. It's like the next scene.
The thing about Poison Ivy that I remember the most is literally where she kisses Robin because I was jealous.
Yes.
And then he rips the lip wax off.
Yes.
And I was like, she is so freaking lucky.
Yep.
I was a Robin fan. I didn't care for Batman.
But yeah, that's where it came from. And I was like, wow, that whole theme of a pink gorilla is awesome. Because who would have thought of that? Pink gorilla. Okay.
Now, I wanted to get you something because obviously coming out of the pink gorilla, this is a Rich Lux inspired piece. We were on his shopping channel and I bought it. And I had to have it, but I sprayed it pink because this is something that is so funny and it's an inside joke.
Yeah.
Inside joke to us, but he tells everybody else. But it's a secret to me.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get you something. So this is now the jackpot of our guests when they come and join. So reach in and grab the goodie that I got you.
Ow! Ow!
It's crabs. No.
Is it a goldfish?
It would be dead, bro. There's no water in there.
Oh, girl. Oh, yes. Oh, girl. Oh, I'm feel bougie now.
Now, you already used this, and I know you needed another one, girl. So, Prestige is made from the Granville Rose. This is absolutely amazing product. The great thing about this moisturizer is over $500, just so you know. And
I know. I bought it.
She is for all signs of aging, but the great thing about this is that the rose, or the scent that you experience in the moisturizer itself is actually the scent of the Granville Rose. This is so big in Christian Dior because Christian Dior's entire life was around gardens, and his mother had a ton of gardens, and he would help out. So that's where most of his fashions actually came from, was from flowers. He would actually take a flower and hold it upside down, and the way the petals would fall is how he would make a gown to show the woman's silhouette. So these are many different things of why roses are so important, especially to Christian Dior. So his first fashion show he ever did, the walls were lined with roses.
Olive roses. And they recreated that in the movie Dior and I. You remember that?
Yeah, with Raph Simmons.
Ignite. Oh, no. I love it.
This stuff is amazing. A little bit goes a long way. But the thing is your skin is your best accessory. And we always talk about makeup, but we always forget about the thing that's the most important, which is you. You can't buy new skin when you don't like it anymore. You can tighten it. You can crank it. You can cut it. You can do all that other stuff. But girl, you can't buy new skin. So, of course, this mug right here is what gets him famous. For one, he gets noticed everywhere we go, but this face is also what gets us to have even more ambition to strive to be like this. I mean, it's huge.
So, thank you for this. I do want to say, my advice to people want to do YouTube or influencers and stuff, girl, you gotta have some marketing to it. Okay, you gotta have something that's people will remember you by. Whether it's the makeup, your laugh, your hair, and then just hone in on that. And or sometimes you gotta reinvent the whole thing. Like me, this is right here, this is the gig, right? This is the gig. But sometimes you got to reinvent the whole thing, or you already got it.
Yeah.
You know, very few people already got it. Or you just have to be marketable, or I call it bankable. And yeah, that's it. And are you willing to be that and be a character and be fun and step outside of your zone and be funny and goofy? Because that's what people want to see. You know, and if your gig is being emo and all that, well, the girl, there you go.
it.
But I don't know if that's going to get you very far, but just create a character or do something that you feel like is bankable. That if you were a brand, would you hire yourself to do X, Y, and Z?
That also means professionalism. So,
yeah, a little bit
you know, because the thing is you can be out here all day long, but if you're speaking about things in a negative manner, or you're talking about product in the wrong way or things like that, it's going to come back to bite you, and people aren't going to want you to do that because you're misrepresenting. It's like me telling you this cream is going to cure cancer. It doesn't do that, girl. Don't even say that. You know what I mean? Like, that's misrepresenting things. So I get it. I mean, I agree.
Yeah, and like if you look at some of the biggest TikTokers and YouTubers, they're marketable, they're bankable. Like they have something about them that sets them apart from everybody else. And the hard part is finding that for yourself.
Yeah.
Because and so many people, they go through their whole life and they never find out what is right under their nose.
I felt that was the easiest thing for me, girl.
What?
Justice Taylor, girl. I'm tailor-made for each and every one of you, and justice will always be served, baby.
It's just good.
I'm like, girl, we already knew, honey.
So
we already knew.
That's my advice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I love it. Was there anything else you want to give them? Is there any other info? Is there anything you want to ask me?
Yes. You guys, like the video, be subscribed, share the video, rate, comment, all that stuff like that. Rate, comment, subscribe.
All right, and then can you do your intro?
What's going on, everybody? No, because they went like this one time. Okay, so the guy went like this. The camera was on. He went like that. He turned it on. And he went like this. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. And I was like, you can edit that out? Like, you just left the whole thing.
Girl, what you don't know? Okay, so last night, you're going to see this in the video that I had already posted when it says I'm doing my makeup to go film with Rich. Girl, and I even told Shelby, I said, girl, I put this lipstick on last night. I did a nude liner, and then I put concealer in the center of my lip, but I put too much, and then I started looking like I was eating a powdered donut. So I went, ooh, I don't like this. And I went on camera, and then reapplied a whole different lip. But I left it in there for people to see that sometimes you think that you're the expert with doing makeup, and it doesn't go how it's planned. And I'm not editing that out. I need you to see that we're real people too, girl. I'm not an expert in makeup. I just happen to be somewhat savvy in makeup. And that's where I want to make sure on this channel people understand. I'm not an expert, girl. I'm not the end-all be-all. There's a lot of people that know way more about me, honey.
Enthusiast.
Yes.
Call it.
I like it. I just like it.
An enthusiast, yes.
But look, guys, I'm so excited that you joined me today. I appreciate you coming over here. It was a really, really long drive for you, I know, 5 blocks away.
It just took forever to get there, bro. It really did.
That damn line to get them tacos were taking forever, girl. Actually, she got a haircut. Let's get real. That's why she looks so fresh and so clean.
I did get a haircut, yeah.
Because you want us to be in your life, girl. You put it on Instagram and we're stalking your ass.
Yeah.
But look, Taylor-tots, we appreciate you coming in here. I want you to say this again every single day that you wake up. You cannot have an amazing tomorrow until you fix your mindset today. Thank you again, Rich Lux, for joining us. And as you can tell, there's no scandal he can't handle. Even coming in here to a positive atmosphere.
I come here for all the tea, all the time.
You go over there for the tea. You come over here all the time. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys again. Make sure you go and follow him if you're not already. And if you're already here from his channel, thank you so much for your support. We love you so much, Taylor-tots, and we'll see you next time. All right, we're going to kiss on the way down, okay? 1, 2, 3. Mwah!